Welcome to the Wimbert Foundation Digital Inclusion Program. In this course Introduction to Prompt Engineering for Generative AI, you will be introduced to the essential skill of prompt engineering, a foundational concept for effectively interacting with generative AI systems. As tools like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and DALL-E continue to transform how we create content, solve problems, and automate tasks, understanding how to communicate with these systems becomes increasingly important. Prompt engineering is the art and science of crafting clear, structured, and purposeful prompts to guide AI models toward producing accurate, relevant, and high-quality outputs. In this course, you will explore how generative AI models interpret prompts and how subtle changes in wording, context, and structure can significantly impact results. The course emphasizes practical techniques for designing effective prompts across different use cases, including text generation, image creation, coding assistance, and business communication. You will also be introduced to common prompt patterns such as role-based prompting, instruction prompting, and iterative refinement. By the end of this course, you will be able to understand the concept and importance of prompt engineering in generative AI, identify the components of an effective prompt, clarity, context, constraints, and desired output format. Apply different prompting techniques to achieve specific outcomes. Recognize and avoid common mistakes in prompt design. Experiment with prompts to improve AI-generated results through iteration and feedback. Use prompt engineering strategies to enhance productivity in real-world scenarios. This course will lay the groundwork for mastering AI interaction, empowering you to harness generative AI tools more effectively in both professional and personal contexts. Module 1. Understanding the concept and importance of prompt engineering in generative AI. Prompt engineering is a critical skill in the effective use of generative artificial intelligence tools. At its core, prompt engineering refers to the process of designing and structuring inputs, called prompts, in a way that enables AI systems to produce accurate, relevant, and high-quality outputs. Generative AI tools such as ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and DALL-E rely heavily on user instructions to determine the kind of responses they generate. Therefore, the quality of output you receive is directly influenced by how well you craft your input. To understand prompt engineering, it is important to recognize that generative AI models do not think like humans. Instead, they analyze patterns in the data they were trained on and generate responses based on probabilities. This means that vague or poorly structured prompts often lead to incomplete or irrelevant outputs. For example, if a user types "write about business," the AI may generate a broad and unfocused response. However, if the prompt is refined to write a 300-word article on how small businesses in Nigeria can increase profits through digital marketing, the output becomes more targeted, useful, and contextually relevant. The importance of prompt engineering becomes even more evident in professional and real-world scenarios. Consider a content creator who needs to generate blog posts consistently. By mastering prompt engineering, the creator can provide detailed instructions such as tone, target audience, word count, and structure, ensuring that the AI produces publish-ready content. Similarly, a project manager can use prompt engineering to generate reports, summaries, or meeting notes quickly and efficiently, saving time and improving productivity. Another real-life example can be seen in customer service automation. Businesses increasingly use AI-powered chatbots to respond to customer inquiries. A well-engineered prompt ensures that the chatbot provides accurate and helpful responses. For instance, instead of programming a chatbot with a generic response pattern, a company can design prompts that include context about customer issues, preferred tone, polite and professional, and specific resolution steps. This leads to better customer satisfaction and a more human-like interaction experience. Prompt engineering is also crucial in creative fields such as graphic design and media production. Using tools like DALL-E, a designer can generate high-quality visuals by describing the desired image in detail. For example, a vague prompt like "create a logo" may produce random results, while a refined prompt such as "create a modern logo for a tech startup using blue and white colors, minimalist style, and incorporating a circuit pattern" will yield a much more useful outcome. In the field of education, prompt engineering enhances learning and teaching experiences. Teachers can generate lesson plans, quizzes, and teaching materials by providing structured prompts. Students, on the other hand, can use prompt engineering to simplify complex topics, generate study notes, or receive step-by-step explanations. For instance, a student struggling with a concept in economics can input a prompt like, "Explain the law of demand in simple terms with examples relevant to everyday life in Nigeria," resulting in a clearer and more relatable explanation. Furthermore, prompt engineering plays a significant role in coding and software development. Developers can use AI tools to generate code snippets, debug errors, or even build entire applications. A well-structured prompt such as, "Write a Python function that calculates the total cost of items including VAT at 7.5% in Nigeria," will produce a precise and functional output. This reduces development time and increases efficiency. Despite its benefits, prompt engineering requires practice and critical thinking. Users must learn how to be specific, provide context, and define the desired output format. It also involves experimentation, testing different prompts, analyzing the results, and refining inputs to achieve better outcomes. Over time, users develop an intuitive understanding of how to communicate effectively with AI systems. In conclusion, prompt engineering is not just a technical skill but a strategic one. It bridges the gap between human intent and machine output, enabling users to unlock the full potential of generative AI tools. As AI continues to evolve and become integrated into various industries, the ability to craft effective prompts will remain a valuable and in-demand skill. Module 2: Identification of the components of an effective prompt: clarity, context, constraints, and desired output format. An effective prompt is the foundation of high-quality outputs in generative AI systems. Whether you are using tools like ChatGPT or Google Gemini, the way you structure your prompt determines how well the AI understands and responds to your request. In this module, we will explore the 4 key components of an effective prompt: clarity, context, constraints, and desired output format. Mastering these elements will significantly improve the accuracy, relevance, and usefulness of AI-generated responses. Clarity refers to how clearly and specifically a prompt communicates the user's intent. A clear prompt eliminates ambiguity and ensures that the AI understands exactly what is required. For example, a vague prompt such as, "Write about marketing," may produce a general and unfocused response. In contrast, a clear prompt like, "Write a 200-word explanation of digital marketing strategies for small businesses in Lagos," provides precise direction. In real-life scenarios, clarity is especially important for professionals such as content creators, business analysts, and educators who rely on accurate outputs for their work. Without clarity, the AI may misinterpret the request, leading to irrelevant or incomplete results. Context is the background information or details that help the AI better understand the situation or purpose of the prompt. Providing context allows the AI to tailor its response to a specific audience, industry, or scenario. For instance, if a teacher wants to generate a lesson note, adding context such as the grade level, subject, and learning objectives will produce a more appropriate result. A prompt like, "Create a lesson plan for teaching basic fractions to primary 5 students in Nigeria," is far more effective than simply stating, "Create a lesson plan." In a business setting, context can include company type, target audience, or market conditions. For example, a startup founder seeking advice could write, "Suggest cost-effective marketing strategies for a fintech startup targeting young professionals in Nigeria." This ensures that the response is relevant and practical. Constraints refer to the limitations or boundaries placed on the AI's response. These may include word count, tone, style, time frame, or specific requirements that must be followed. Constraints are essential because they guide the AI in producing outputs that meet specific expectations. For example, a user may request, "Write a formal email to a client apologizing for a delayed delivery in no more than 150 words. Here, the tone formal and length 150 words act as constraints. In real-life applications, constraints are particularly useful in professional communication, academic writing, and project management. For instance, a project manager may need a concise executive summary, while a marketer may require content written in a persuasive tone. By setting constraints, users can ensure that the output aligns with their goals. The desired output format is another critical component of an effective prompt. This refers to how the user wants the response to be structured or presented. It could be in the form of bullet points, paragraphs, tables, step-by-step instructions, or even code. Specifying the output format helps the AI organize information in a way that is easy to understand and use. For example, instead of saying, "Explain the benefits of social media marketing," a user could say, "List 5 benefits of social media marketing in bullet points with brief explanations." This produces a more organized and user-friendly response. In real-world scenarios, output format is particularly important for professionals who need structured information, such as reports, presentations, or training materials. To see how these 4 components work together, consider the following example. A vague prompt might be, "Help me with a business plan." This lacks clarity, context, constraints, and format. However, a well-structured prompt would be, "Create a one-page business plan for a small catering business in Lagos targeting corporate clients. Include sections for business overview, target market, marketing strategy, and financial projections. Use bullet points and keep the tone professional." This improved prompt incorporates all 4 components, resulting in a much more useful and actionable output. Another practical scenario involves a job seeker preparing for an interview. Instead of asking, "Give me interview tips," the individual could write, "Provide 5 practical interview tips for a sales position in a telecommunications company. Present the tips in bullet points and include brief examples." This prompt ensures clarity, adds context, sets constraints, number of tips, and specifies the desired format. In conclusion, understanding and applying the components of an effective prompt, clarity, context, constraints, and desired output format, is essential for maximizing the potential of generative AI tools. These components work together to guide AI systems in producing outputs that are accurate, relevant, and tailored to user needs. As users continue to practice and refine their prompting skills, they will become more efficient and confident in leveraging AI for various personal and professional tasks. Module 3. How to apply different prompting techniques to achieve specific outcomes. In the evolving world of generative AI, knowing what to ask is only part of the equation. Knowing how to ask is what truly determines the quality of results. This module focuses on practical prompting techniques that help users achieve specific, consistent, and high-quality outcomes when working with tools such as ChatGPT and Google Gemini. By mastering these techniques, users can guide AI systems more effectively across a wide range of tasks including writing, analysis, coding, teaching, and decision-making. One of the most widely used techniques is instruction-based prompting. This involves giving the AI a direct and specific command. The clearer and more detailed the instruction, the better the output. For example, instead of saying, "Talk about leadership," a more effective prompt would be, "Explain 5 leadership qualities required for managing a sales team in a fast-growing company," with practical examples. This technique is particularly useful in professional settings where users need structured and actionable responses. For instance, a business owner can use instruction-based prompting to generate a marketing strategy, while a teacher can use it to create lesson notes or assignments. Another powerful technique is role-based prompting. In this approach, the user assigns a role or perspective to the AI, which helps shape the tone, depth, and style of the response. For example, act as a financial advisor and suggest 3 investment options for a young professional in Nigeria with moderate risk tolerance. By assigning a role, the AI tailors its response to match the expectations of that profession. In real-life scenarios, this technique is highly valuable. A job seeker can ask the AI to act as an HR manager and conduct a mock interview, while a pastor preparing a sermon can ask the AI to act as a Bible scholar to provide deeper scriptural insights. Few-shot prompting is another effective technique, especially when users want the AI to follow a specific pattern or style. This involves providing examples within the prompt to guide the AI's response. For instance, if a user wants to generate customer service replies, they can include sample responses in the prompt. Customer complaint: "My order was delayed." Response: "We sincerely apologize for the delay and are working to resolve the issue promptly." Now respond to, "I received the wrong product." This method trains the AI within the prompt itself, making it easier to produce consistent and contextually appropriate outputs. Businesses often use this technique to maintain brand voice and communication standards. Chain of thought prompting is a technique used to improve reasoning and problem solving. It involves asking the AI to explain its reasoning step by step. For example, Calculate the total cost of 3 items priced at 2,500 Nigerian nairas each, including a 7.5% VAT. Show your steps. This technique is particularly useful in fields such as mathematics, finance, and data analysis, where understanding the process is just as important as the final answer. In educational settings, students can use this approach to better understand complex concepts, while professionals can use it to validate calculations or decisions. Another important technique is iterative prompting, which involves refining prompts based on previous outputs. Instead of expecting a perfect response on the first attempt, users interact with the AI in multiple steps to improve the result. For example, a content creator might first ask for a blog outline, then request expansion on specific sections, and finally refine the tone and style. This approach mirrors real-world workflows and allows users to gradually shape the output to meet their exact needs. It is especially useful in creative tasks such as writing, design, and content development. In addition, constraint-based prompting helps users control the scope and structure of the response. By specifying limitations such as word count, tone, or format, users can ensure that the output aligns with their requirements. For example, write a 100-word motivational message for young entrepreneurs in a friendly and encouraging tone. This technique is widely used in professional communication, where precision and consistency are essential. To illustrate how these techniques can be combined, consider a real-life scenario involving a startup founder preparing a pitch. Instead of using a simple prompt, the founder can combine multiple techniques. Act as a business consultant and create a 5-slide pitch deck outline for a fintech startup targeting small businesses in Nigeria. Use bullet points and keep each slide concise. This prompt uses role-based, instruction-based, and constraint-based techniques, resulting in a highly relevant and structured output. In another example, a teacher preparing exam questions can use few-shot prompting. Example: what is photosynthesis? Process of breathing B. Process of food production in plants C. Water absorption D. None. Answer B. Now create 3 similar multiple-choice questions on plant biology. This ensures consistency in format and difficulty level. In conclusion, applying different prompting techniques allows users to unlock the full potential of generative AI tools. Each technique serves a specific purpose, and when used effectively, either individually or in combination, they enable users to achieve precise, relevant, and high-quality outcomes. As with any skill, mastering these techniques requires practice, experimentation, and continuous learning. Module 4. Common mistakes to avoid in prompt design. As the use of generative AI tools such as ChatGPT and Google Gemini continues to grow across industries, understanding how to design effective prompts becomes increasingly important. While learning the right techniques is essential, it is equally important to recognize and avoid common mistakes that can lead to poor quality outputs. This module explores the most frequent errors users make in prompt design and provides practical guidance on how to avoid them. One of the most common mistakes is lack of clarity. When prompts are vague or ambiguous, the AI struggles to understand the user's intent. For example, a prompt like "tell me about business" is too broad and can result in a generic response that may not meet the user's needs. In a real-life scenario, a business analyst preparing a report might waste time sifting through irrelevant information because the prompt was not specific. To avoid this, users should clearly define what they want, including the topic, scope, and purpose of the request. A better prompt would be: explain 3 key challenges facing small businesses in Nigeria and suggest practical solutions. Another common mistake is insufficient context. Without enough background information, the AI may generate responses that are inaccurate or not relevant to the user's situation. For instance, a teacher asking, "create a lesson plan on mathematics," may receive a general response that does not match the student's level or curriculum. By adding context such as "create a lesson plan on basic algebra for secondary school students in Nigeria," the output becomes more tailored and useful. In professional environments, failing to provide context can lead to outputs that require significant revision, reducing efficiency. Overloading the prompt with too much information is another issue users often face. While context is important, including excessive or irrelevant details can confuse the AI and dilute the focus of the response. For example, a prompt that includes multiple unrelated instructions background stories, and unclear objectives may produce a scattered or inconsistent output. In a real-world scenario, a content creator trying to generate a blog post may end up with disorganized content because the prompt contained too many competing ideas. The key is to strike a balance, provide enough detail to guide the AI, but keep the prompt focused and structured. Another mistake is failing to specify constraints. Constraints such as word count, tone, style, and format help shape the output to meet specific requirements. Without these, the AI may produce responses that are too long, too short, or inappropriate in tone. For example, a user who needs a formal business email may receive a casual or overly detailed response if they do not specify the tone and length. In a corporate setting, this can lead to unprofessional communication. A more effective prompt would be: write a formal email to a client apologizing for a delayed delivery in 100 words. Closely related to this is the mistake of not defining the desired output format. When users do not specify how they want the information presented, the AI may provide output in a format that is difficult to use. For instance, asking "explain the benefits of digital marketing" may result in a long paragraph, whereas the user might prefer bullet points for easier readability. In practical scenarios such as presentations or reports, this can create extra work for the user. Specifying the format, such as "list 5 benefits of digital marketing" in bullet points, ensures the output is immediately usable. Another frequent error is assuming the AI will automatically understand intent without iteration. Many users expect perfect results from a single prompt, but effective prompt design often requires refinement. For example, a job seeker using AI to draft a CV may not get the desired result on the first attempt. By reviewing the output and adjusting the prompt, such as adding details about skills, experience, and job role, the user can significantly improve the quality of the response. This iterative approach is essential for achieving optimal outcomes. Additionally, ignoring the importance of tone and audience can lead to ineffective communication. A prompt that does not specify the intended audience may result in content that is either too technical or too simplistic. For instance, a healthcare professional asking for patient education materials without specifying the audience may receive content that is not suitable for non-experts. Including details such as "explain in simple terms" for a general audience helps align the output with the intended readers. Finally, using overly complex or confusing language in prompts can hinder the AI's ability to generate accurate responses. While it may seem beneficial to use technical jargon, it can sometimes create ambiguity. Clear and straightforward language is often more effective. For example, instead of writing a long, complicated prompt with multiple clauses, users should break down their request into simple, direct instructions. In conclusion, avoiding common mistakes in prompt design is just as important as applying effective techniques. By ensuring clarity, providing relevant context, maintaining focus, specifying constraints and format, and refining prompts through iteration, users can significantly enhance the quality of AI-generated outputs. As generative AI becomes an integral part of daily workflows, mastering these principles will help users save time, improve productivity, and achieve better results. Module 5. Experimenting with prompts to improve AI-generated results through iteration and feedback. One of the most powerful ways to maximize the value of generative AI tools is through continuous experimentation, iteration, and feedback. While tools like ChatGPT and Google Gemini can produce impressive outputs, achieving high-quality and precise results often requires multiple interactions. This module focuses on how users can refine their prompts over time, learn from AI responses, and apply feedback to improve outcomes. Iteration in prompt engineering refers to the process of repeatedly adjusting and improving prompts based on the results generated. Unlike traditional software where inputs produce fixed outputs, generative AI allows for a dynamic exchange. This means users can start with a basic prompt, evaluate the output, and then refine their request to get closer to their desired result. For example, a user might begin with "write an article on leadership." After receiving a generic response, they can refine the prompt to write a 500-word article on leadership skills for young entrepreneurs in Nigeria, including real-life examples and practical tips. With each iteration, the output becomes more targeted and useful. Feedback plays a crucial role in this process. Feedback can be explicit, where the user directly instructs the AI to improve or modify a response, or implicit, where the user adds just the prompt based on observed shortcomings. For instance, if an AI-generated response is too lengthy, the user can provide feedback such as, make the response more concise and limit it to 200 words. Similarly, if the tone is too formal, the user can request a more conversational style. This interactive approach ensures that the final output aligns closely with the user's expectations. A practical real-life scenario can be seen in content creation. A digital marketer tasked with writing social media posts may start with a simple prompt: create a post promoting a new product. If the output lacks engagement, the marketer can refine the prompt by adding details such as target audience, tone, and call to action. Create an engaging Instagram post promoting a new skincare product for young adults, using a friendly tone and including a call to action. If necessary, further iterations can be made to add just wording, length, or creativity. Through this process, the marketer can produce high-quality content that resonates with the intended audience. Another example can be found in education. A teacher preparing study materials might ask, explain photosynthesis. If the response is too complex for students, the teacher can iterate by saying, explain photosynthesis in simple terms suitable for primary school students, using examples. If the teacher wants to make the lesson more interactive, they can further refine the prompt. Explain photosynthesis in simple terms and include 2 short quiz questions at the end. This iterative approach helps tailor the content to the learner's needs. In the business environment, iteration and feedback are valuable for report writing and data analysis. For instance, a manager may request, summarize this sales report. If the summary lacks key insights, the manager can refine the prompt. Summarize the sales report and highlight 3 key trends and 2 actionable recommendations. By providing feedback and refining the prompt, the manager ensures that the output is both informative and actionable. An important aspect of experimentation is testing different prompt variations. Sometimes, small changes in wording can lead to significantly different results. For example, asking list benefits of remote work may produce a general response, while list 5 benefits of remote work for employees in the tech industry, with examples yields a more specific and valuable output. Users are encouraged to try different approaches, compare results, and identify which prompts work best for their specific needs. Another key concept is progressive refinement, where users build upon previous responses step by step. Instead of requesting a complete output in one go, users can break down the task into smaller parts. For example, a business owner creating a business plan can first ask for an outline, then request detailed content for each section, and finally refine the tone and presentation. This method not only improves quality, but also makes complex tasks more manageable. It is also important to maintain a feedback mindset. Users should view AI-generated outputs as drafts rather than final products. By critically evaluating responses and identifying areas for improvement, users can continuously enhance their prompts and results. Over time, this practice leads to better understanding of how AI systems interpret instructions and how to communicate effectively with them. However, users should be mindful of over-iteration. Continuously refining prompts without a clear goal can lead to inefficiency. It is important to strike a balance, iterate enough to achieve quality results, but also recognize when the output is sufficiently good for the intended purpose. In conclusion, experimenting with prompts through iteration and feedback is a vital skill in prompt engineering. It transforms the interaction with AI from a one-time request into a collaborative process. By refining prompts, testing variations, and applying feedback, users can significantly improve the accuracy, relevance, and quality of AI-generated outputs. As generative AI continues to evolve, the ability to iterate effectively will remain a key factor in unlocking its full potential. Module 6: How to use prompt engineering strategies to enhance productivity in real-world scenarios. As generative AI continues to transform the modern workplace, the ability to apply prompt engineering strategies effectively has become a key driver of productivity. Tools such as ChatGPT and Google Gemini are no longer just experimental technologies. They are practical assistants that can support daily tasks across various industries. This module focuses on how individuals and organizations can leverage prompt engineering to work smarter, save time, and achieve better results in real-world scenarios. One of the primary ways prompt engineering enhances productivity is through task automation. Many routine tasks such as drafting emails, writing reports, summarizing documents, and generating ideas can be automated with well-structured prompts. For example, a business professional can use a prompt like, "Draft a formal email to a client informing them of a project delay and proposing a new timeline," instead of writing the email from scratch. This not only saves time but also ensures consistency and professionalism. In a busy corporate environment, this approach can significantly reduce workload and improve efficiency. In the field of content creation, prompt engineering enables faster and more consistent output. A social media manager, for instance, can generate multiple posts by using prompts that specify tone, audience, and purpose. For example, create 3 engaging social media posts promoting a new fitness program for young professionals in Lagos, using a friendly and motivational tone. By refining prompts and reusing effective structures, content creators can maintain quality while increasing output. This is especially useful for businesses that need to maintain an active online presence. Prompt engineering also plays a vital role in decision-making and problem-solving. Professionals can use AI tools to analyze situations, generate insights, and explore possible solutions. For example, a startup founder facing declining sales might use a prompt such as, "Analyze possible reasons for a drop in sales in a small retail business and suggest 3 practical solutions." The AI can provide perspectives that the user may not have considered, helping to make more informed decisions. While AI should not replace human judgment, it serves as a valuable support tool for critical thinking. In education and training, prompt engineering enhances both teaching and learning experiences. Teachers can quickly generate lesson plans, quizzes, and teaching materials by providing structured prompts. For example, create a 30-minute lesson plan on climate change for secondary school students, including learning objectives and interactive activities. Students, on the other hand, can use AI to simplify complex topics, generate summaries, and practice questions. A student preparing for an exam might ask, "Summarize the key concepts of supply and demand in simple terms," and provide 2 practice questions. This makes learning more efficient and personalized. Another important application is in project management and workplace collaboration. Project managers can use prompt engineering to generate project timelines, meeting summaries, and progress reports. For instance, after a meeting, a manager can input notes and ask, "Summarize these meeting notes and highlight key action items and deadlines." This ensures that important information is clearly communicated and reduces the risk of misunderstandings. Teams can also use AI to brainstorm ideas, assign tasks, and track progress more effectively. In the customer service sector, prompt engineering improves response quality and speed. Businesses can design prompts that help AI generate accurate and professional replies to customer inquiries. For example, respond to a customer complaint about a delayed order in a polite and empathetic tone, offering a solution. This ensures that customers receive timely and consistent responses, leading to improved satisfaction and loyalty. Over time, businesses can refine these prompts to handle a wide range of scenarios efficiently. Prompt engineering also enhances productivity in technical and analytical tasks. Developers can use AI to generate code snippets, debug errors, and explain complex concepts. For example, write a Python function to calculate the total cost of items including VAT at 7.5%. Similarly, data analysts can use prompts to interpret data, generate summaries, and identify trends. This reduces the time spent on repetitive tasks and allows professionals to focus on higher-level problem-solving. A key strategy for maximizing productivity is creating reusable prompt templates. Instead of starting from scratch each time, users can develop standardized prompts for common tasks. For example, a template for writing reports might include placeholders for topic, word count, and format. By reusing and refining these templates, users can achieve consistent results more quickly. Another important approach is combining multiple prompting techniques. For example, a user can combine role-based prompting with constraints and output formatting. Act as a marketing expert and create a 200-word promotional message for a new product, using a persuasive tone and bullet points. This integrated approach produces highly targeted and actionable outputs. However, it is important to use prompt engineering responsibly. Users should always review AI-generated content for accuracy, relevance, and ethical considerations. While AI can significantly enhance productivity, human oversight remains essential to ensure quality and reliability. In conclusion, prompt engineering is a powerful tool for enhancing productivity in real-world scenarios. By automating tasks, improving communication, supporting decision-making, and enabling efficient content creation, it allows individuals and organizations to achieve more in less time. As AI continues to evolve, mastering prompt engineering strategies will be a valuable skill for professionals across all industries. We have now come to the end of this course. Thank you.